Čau Magáčku, jsem tady s Lovellem, kterýho hostujeme dneska v The Streets a na Opletalce a taky večer dáme afterparty, protože tady má show už podruhé v Praze.
Hej, takže čau lidi, jsme na Lovellovi v Roxy, zabluví mošpin, je to neskutečný peklo, ty vole, zatím hraje Shock Friends a dneska bude afterparty mega hustá, nesmíte se nechat ujít, tohle je obrovský peklo a vyprodaná Roxy. Pako!
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. First I wanted to ask you, who is Lovell and how is he different from Shermer Paul?
Lovell is Shermar Paul's mind, dreams, alter ego, everything that like I imagine and like dream about pretty much is Lovell.
Right. Cool. And what music did you listen to when you were a kid? What shaped you as an artist?
Like young, like really young, or like a few years ago types of like.
Both.
When I was really young, I grew up listening to like soca music and shit. My mom's from St. Lucia, so like soca music, that like really bouncy stuff is like all she like played and stuff. Right. Growing up, it was more like Wiz Khalifa. Used to listen to like Mac Miller and shit, like Drake obviously. Who else? Like B.O.B. shit like that, like older, like.
Right. Mm-hmm. Where do you think you would be right now if you like didn't choose music over sports?
I don't know. I'd probably still be. Well, I mean, my goal in track was to like make it to the Olympics, so.
But you did, right?
I did Youth Olympics,
yeah.
Which is like it's the same like committee and stuff. But like my goal was to make it to like the actual Olympics and stuff. So God willing, I'd be in the Olympics. But like, I knew that like. Regardless of like how cool track was, I wanted to do music over track, like 100%. So I just said I'm just gonna go with track instead.
Right. And when was the point in your life that you like really were like, fuck sports basically, and let's do music? Probably
like the first year I graduated, like my first year out of high school, because I took a year off school. Like my thing was like, I told my mom I was gonna take a year off school. And then every year I told her the same thing, one more year. So like the first or second year out, I was just like, cause I was still doing track for a bit. I said, it's really hard to balance like music and track. Like the two lifestyles are really like different. Like they don't like mix and stuff. So I was like, deep down in my heart, I want to do music. So I'm just gonna dedicate like all my time to music.
Do you still make beats and do you still use Fruity Loops or did you change the software?
Yeah, I make beats. I don't make it as much as like before just because I don't really have like the time and like I'm trying to kind of focus on like the vocal side of things. But when I do make beats, Fruity Loops like hands down. Like I've been using, that's the first thing I started on. I use like Logic for like mixing and shit, but like Fruity Loops is for beats like strictly.
Right.
Yeah.
And why didn't you produce most of the songs on your new album? Because you did before, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to like switch it up. I wanted to see if like the fans fuck, because like obviously like I know they fuck with my like production and stuff, but I wanted to see if they fuck with like someone that I fuck with type shit, you know what I mean? Right. And see like where that takes me. And Ginseng, like he sent the exact type of beats I wanted, just kept sending them, so I was like, I can't not use these. So I like change little things sometimes, but for the most part he did like most of it.
You tweeted that Goodnight Lovell was a headache. Why was it a headache?
Not making the album, it's more putting it out that was a headache. Maybe I worded that tweet wrong, but getting it out.
Pushed back quite a bit.
Yeah, getting it out was kind of a headache. It was like a battle in between me and like the business side and like all the other stupid stuff that comes. So it's just a headache to put it out. And me, like I just want like all I care about is the fans. Like I just want nothing in between me putting out music to the fans. So when stuff gets in between, it's kind of frustrating. So, but I mean, it's out now. So.
But you're still independent, right? As an artist?
Yeah, I'm independent. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And did you ever experience a creative block?
Yes, I did. Like the first, because I didn't drop an album for 2 years. So like that first year is when I kind of like didn't really have anything to like talk about really. So. It was scary because I was like, what if I never get like inspiration back and shit? But eventually I kind of got it back and then I just started knocking out songs. Like,
and what helped you to like get it back?
I don't know, just patience, believing that like stuff isn't always like you won't always have something to like talk about to make, like, you know what I mean? I just had patience and like trusted that I was gonna find that like thing.
Is there anyone in Europe that you want to collaborate with? Maybe non-English rapping artists.
I know Lancey Foe is English, so he's one. Non-English, I don't really know too many like non-English artists from here. Like there's an old artist I know, his name is Pharaoh. He's from Russia. And we were supposed to make something like a while back, but that never happened. But he's like the only one I kind of know.
So you don't know about anyone from Czech or Slovakia?
No, not really, no.
We can play something later if you want to.
Yeah, fire.
Do you think that rap right now is the #1 genre in music, like in the world?
Yeah, 100%. Rap, hip hop as a whole pretty much is like #1. Like it's just kind of, I guess like it's kind of taken over the place of rock, I think was like at the top before. I don't know. But,
right, or pop maybe.
Yeah, maybe pop. But like, yeah, I for sure think it's like at the top right now. Everyone, like if you think of music, like hip hop is always kind of like the header of it. So
why do you think that happened?
I feel like there's just a lot of like hip hop artists right now. That's one reason. That's pretty much all I think. It's just there's a lot of like hip hop artists and everyone's kind of doing something. So kind of you can't like help but not.
Drugs kind of became like the hot topic right now. I feel like. How do you feel about drugs in general and about people rapping about drugs and basically like glorifying the usage?
It's that's like a tricky conversation. Yeah, I mean, it gets to there's a fine line between glorifying it, or there's a fine line between telling your story and glorifying it. So I mean, if you're telling your story, like there's nothing really wrong with that. But if you're trying to convince people to do it, that's something totally different in my opinion. Me personally, I don't do any like drugs and shit, so I can't really relate. But there's a fine line between telling your story, because if you do drugs, that's your story. But once you glorify it for like, once you pass that line, it's kind of ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I'm basically asking that question because of Jamie's Sin, because it seems like you don't really have I don't want to say the best relationship with drugs, no one should have that, but based on the lyrics, that's basically why I asked that question.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
What's your opinion about Splice? About apps that like sell loops of beats and people basically producing music off of just loops?
Wow, that's a good question. Yeah, I've used loops before.
Everyone has, I think.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's not really, I don't know. Like it's not like you can buy a loop, but like just as the same way you can go on FL and kind of use a VST that's kind of a loop already. You know what I mean? There's sampling. Like it doesn't really matter. You're still creating music. So someone to say that you're not really doing the work is kind of retarded. Like that's kind of stupid to say that.
But it's a bit easier though.
It is easier, but that doesn't mean you're less talented though. It's just kind of convenient.
Right.
In my opinion.
True. Yeah. Okay, thank you. That was the last question I wanted to ask you, and if there's anything you want to say to the fans or anyone.
Yes, sold out. I'm looking at this camera, right? This one.
Yep.
Right? Sold out show in Prague tonight. I'm ready. I fucking love this city. It's so nice, so beautiful, and I'm ready to die on that stage. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the interview. Děkujeme, že jste se koukali a snad jste byli na afterparty.